What's up guys, TG back with another video, and in this one we are going to be doing a Squid Game character tier ranking. I apologize in advance. I'm not even going to try to pronounce most of these names because I'm just going to embarrass myself. This show is so good. I really enjoyed it on Netflix. It has gotten crazy popular and is breaking all sorts of records. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to be starting off with Abdul Ali, actually one of the few that I can pronounce, and he is going to go into Elite. He is such a good guy, so good-hearted, and that's ultimately what costed him the games, because he lost, of course, in the marble game, which he was about to win. And he trusted him, saying Wu, is it maybe, trusted him, and of course it got him killed. But he was such a good guy. In red light, green light, he saved our main character here, and like I said, in marbles, he tried to help him out. Really good guy. No reason not to like him. He deserved better. He's going to go in Elite. The old guy, player 1, is going to go into good. He was Elite for so long. The first 6 episodes, he was one of my, if not my #1 favorite character. But obviously things changed. I was so upset when he, so-called died at the end of episode 6. It broke my heart. But he wasn't actually dead, as we saw in the last episode. And not only was he alive, but he was behind everything. He is the reason for all of these people's pain and suffering. In a way, they did choose to come back. That was their choice. But he created the games that led to all of this. And because of that, he just can't be an Elite. He deceived us. So he was going to go in good. Maybe kind of almost more into the amazing tier. Is that he still is a really good character. And it was a really good twist. But he just can't be Elite after that. I know I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name. I don't even fully remember, but she's going to go into Elite. She was my favorite character, so she's going to go at the top. Her death was so sad, man, and the fact that it came at the expense of winning a game, not losing it, it's not like she lost and died and got eliminated. She won the game going across that bridge, and when the glasses shattered behind her, that's what led to the injury that caused her death. I think she would have died anyway, if she wasn't taken out by saying Wu. No way she would have made it. Really sad, she did not have a chance to make it to the end, and that she died, like I said, because of winning a game. And he is going to go in amazing. Now, don't get me wrong, he is a terrible guy. He turned on Ali and got him killed. He killed her, even though I think she would have died anyway. He did not tell him about the sugar honeycomb, even though he knew that was going to be the game. He was very selfish and looking out for himself. But can you blame him? I mean, if you lose, you're going to die. So can you blame him? I know that, we got to grow connected to these characters and their connections to each other. But realistically, he only knew Ali for 3 days and her 4 days or 5 days. So it's not like he was really close with them, and he had to look out for himself. If he lost, he was going to die, and he didn't want to die. He was ruthless, and that's what made him really good at the game, and that's what got him to the end. He only looked out for himself, which, in some way, is really the best way to go about this. You can't really trust people, because if you're too nice, like Ali, you're going to get screwed over. He played the game really well. It may have saved him. It made him an asshole, but he was a good character. They wrote him well, and he did take himself out at the end, rather than having them both walk away with nothing. He knew he was going to lose, so he took himself out, so at least one person could get the money, and that person being a childhood friend that he could at least trust to help out his mom. So he redeemed himself a little bit, not totally. Still a good character, though. And our main character is going to be the last guy that I put in the Elite tier. I did not like him as much as Ali and her, but he was a really good character. In the beginning of the show, he was a little more, I don't know if I'd say selfish, but he was kind of a bum, just a gambling addict in debt, didn't seem to have the best connection to his daughter or know her too well. By the end of the show, and throughout the show, it showed how much he cared about people, how nice he was, how good-hearted he truly was deep down. He ended up being so guilted by winning that he didn't even use the money up until he gave it to his mom. And he, still helped her brother out, and it seems like he's going to go and try to stop the Squid Games and take out the frontman. I know some people weren't happy with the fact that he didn't go see his daughter, but I think it was really a selfless act. I mean, he could go see his daughter and leave hundreds of people behind to die in the next Squid Games, or he could go back and try to save those lives. Either way, his daughter's gonna live. So I think it was kind of selfless that he kind of gave up that possibility at, building a better relationship with his daughter to go save people's lives rather than letting them die just so he could go, be with his daughter. It sucks, but I think it was a good choice for him. Next is the cop. I'm gonna put him in amazing. I really enjoyed his character. He's one guy that I think can still be alive. He got shot in the shoulder, so it really just depends on how far of a fall that was, but it was into water, and we didn't see his body, so I think he could definitely still be alive. He was really badass. He did, manage to sneak in and do what he could. He got evidence and sent it over to his boss. So although he couldn't necessarily do anything to save anyone, I mean, what do you expect him to do? There's so many guards in there, but his arc was cool, and I think he could be back for season 2. Next is Mr. Train to Busan. I'm gonna put him in A. Not Electric Chair. I'm gonna put him in A. Just basically only saw him twice. And obviously he's like the recruiter. He goes out and looks for these people and offers them the card to get into the games. We just don't know enough about his character to make him like a good character, but I also didn't absolutely hate him. He is another guy that's heavily involved in the games, not as much as the creator, but he does have a part in it. But like I said, we don't know enough about him, and I don't know if we're gonna ever see him again. Maybe, but I just don't think he's ever gonna be a main character. That's just what I think. I could be wrong though. I hope I am. I love this guy. Next up is Daksu. Is that how you pronounce it? He could go in electric chair. He was just like the bully of the group. He was really annoying. I mean, once again, he played the game well. He got his group of people and he stuck to them, and he kind of went after anyone else. When he knew he could kill them and get away with it, I mean, that's not the worst strategy. It's a messed up one, but if you want the money for yourself, it's not a bad way to go about it. He made himself known as like the biggest and toughest guy out there, so you don't really want to mess with him. He knew what he was doing, but he was so annoying, and I'm just gonna group her with him. I don't know what it was about her. I mean, she was almost as bad as him, not quite, but she really did annoy me, and she was kind of an asshole, just like him. Next is, like I said, the names. I'm not gonna be able to get them, but she could go in good. We didn't see enough of her to put her into the amazing tier or the elite tier, but I did really like her character, and that was a really nice act of her. I mean, she sacrificed her life for her. I mean, she realized that she had nothing to go home to. She had nothing to even spend the money on. So she gave up her life to give her a chance to go get her mother and brother and have a good life. And that was a really good act. I wish we got to, know her a little bit more before that. It definitely would have made her death hit a bit more. She's still a good character for what she did, but it would have been cool if we got to see some more build-up. Then she could have been an amazing or elite. Last up is the frontman, and some people might disagree with this, but I'm going to put him in amazing. I think for a villain, he's a really good character. Like, he's a piece of shit. He is the overseer of all of this. He is the one that's leading to the death and the suffering of all of the players that we love. He shot his own brother, but he is a very well-written villain, and I just love how they don't show his face. I think that adds to, like, the suspense of you wanting to know more about him and who he is. I think it's really cool that he's a former winner, which kind of makes him, like, the opposite of him, because he is now a former winner, and he is totally against the games and wants to stop. He's a former winner that went in and kind of helped further design the games and is now overseeing them. So they kind of juxtapose each other, and I think that's really cool for the main antagonist and protagonist to like juxtapose each other like that. He's a really well-written villain, and I want to know more about him, because we know that he won the games, but we know that he's the cop's brother, but I want to see more backstory on him, and I think he's going to continue to be the main villain of Season 2. Like I said, you might disagree with this one, but I just thought he was a cool villain, so he's going to go in the amazing tier, and that's it for this list. Let me know what you guys think of these characters and where you would rank them, and thanks for watching.